Oh, good morning. So it's the next day. I've obviously just slept in the bed well. Just getting all the bits packed out the way again now and clearing the floor. I've started taking the back boxes. I had the white boxes across here, didn't I? Just turn one around that way just to see what it's like for the cats to jump in and out at the moment, because we won't be starting this yet. Obviously I have to take it off to take this panel off, because this is 50mm insulation and we want 25 on there and a thinner ply to make that more, make it more flush to the surface. It's too thick, and obviously the van curves as well, so we want to extend an insulation that's better there. So later on we'll have to, if you see it's not straight, take the box off, remove this, remove the insulation and redo it. But obviously first of all we've got to put the other part of the ceiling on, so that's David's job, and then I'll be ordering the bits. I'm going to leave paint for a couple of weeks and ordering the bits for the framework, so obviously that's important to get done because I'm obviously getting cold and wet now. So I have to focus on building the back frame of back door and the bunk beds if you can as well. So all this has got to come off, so that'll be inside the toilet, which has also got to be rebuilt square. I'm trying to keep this wall, but obviously that's just the only wall is this, there's no other stuff behind that wall, so we'll work with that. But obviously we've got to straighten all that up, have the top cat bunk come over to here, and then I want to have a platform that goes across and around for the cats to jump through there. So I may have to lose the top of the toilet door yet, I'm not sure about that yet. We'll see how that goes. So excuse the mess. So already this morning, like I said, I've taken that down and I've just started trying to build a kitchen and replan how the kitchen's going to look. So obviously there's nothing under this bit, this is just supported. I've got two of these doors, so I was going to have two cupboard doors and the sink hole here still on a drop, but it may be that the platform's got to be the height but the sink's going to be the lowered down bit. Got to work out how it's going to go. And obviously this corner I've got to make sure is so fully secure, because if you can see here, this line here is where the size of the log burner is later on, so I've obviously got to build it ready for that later. So log burner with a rear pipe out, I'm hoping that pipe comes out of there, which will go up and out through there. But obviously this whole section here will be taken up by the log burner later on. So my working surface is really this bit for my cooker and this bit for my sink. I've put these back on the wall, I don't think they're straight, but again it's just so I can sort out what things look like. I may have to come this way a bit because I haven't left any gap against the wall. We've got to frame out the window yet, but also I want to make sure I can get some sort of cladding on here on show, because I've not done the door frame yet. Again, we've got to work all around this and sort it all out, so I might not be able to do any cladding anything there. So now you can see the height of the mosaic stick-on tiles that are going to be there for now, just to sort of tidy that up. And that was really nice that these extra spare bits I had finished just in the right, that was just by fluke that happened. They finished just on the edge of that, so I can obviously finish my tiles here. Then I've got my splashback and I can put something over that, or some yacht varnish, something over that. And then the sticker tiles continue onto here, and then obviously I'm going to have a stable door here. So I know I can work quite happily with this length, this depth of worktop. I can still open the window just about. I like to have all this working space to work out. So this is a nice bijou kitchen. The cladding looks absolutely beautiful this morning. I'm actually thinking now that the dark Canadian cedar might be too dark for the kitchen. Now I have got the nice yellow wood stain, light yellow wood stain, pine wood stain that I had in Grace. So I might be doing the kitchen with the yellow and then leave this for the back of the bed, because I want the bed, this is my bed, I want the wall back here to be clad. So I think I'll leave that for my log cabin look for the back of the wall in between the top bunk and the bottom bunk. We'll have it that colour, and I think that'll make it nice and warm and cosy on my log cabin look. And obviously we've got so many different colour boxes around here, so that's the plan for this area. I like that step there for the cats, so this I think I also then might put the other boxes up this height, and that allow me to have my mirror here for the dressing table. So I've got an actual dressing table mirror, which I haven't got a mirror at the moment. And I've got a couple of the mirrors that can go on there. So I've got the matching pine mirrors to go with this, which would be a nice chunky mirror there, would be quite nice. And obviously that can be clad behind that as well, or around that. And obviously we'll be doing the ply around the windows, insulated ply around the windows. We'll just hide all that. And the cats, obviously this is the perfect height for the cat, so I like that. Maybe we'll do a top to that. Let's see what happens there. And like I say, obviously we've got a stable door going in there, and then obviously the exit out to catio. But this is all going to be a, if you've watched my video films, you'll know what that's about. So yeah, today I'm just trying to redesign the kitchen now, so we can actually get things in and out, and obviously make sure this corner's strong. You can see it's being damp down there. We have got some filling to do on the outside with all the nuts and bolts to stop that leaking. We did actually find yesterday. So that's still got to be accessible for things. The floor is obviously also quite soft and water damaged, so all things like that we've got to keep an eye on. But everything I'll be building here will be removable at the moment. The log burner's not coming for this year anyway. No way is it coming this year. So I've got to work on a kitchen that I can just make do to make it smart enough for display and for use, and it's practical. And then carry on with that later. So that's what I'm doing at the moment, is to work out how I'm going to have a little sink in here, even if it's just a washing up bowl sunk in down. But I'd like to have a little sink in there with a tap, and have my wastewater and fresh water, which can hide under there as well. So I've got to find a way to actually get them in and out and work this corner. So that's my way to sort out what I've got to sort today. So obviously you can see on top of here I've got to work out how to put a shelf in there, and then my cooker can hide in amongst that. We know the depth of that's right. I might just go down to the camping gas cooker and not worry about the carrying the electric one until we've got all the solar sorted. But that looks smart. I have got a left opening cupboard, so I may have that's the left opening, and I have a right opening over here to have them matching. But you can see it all ties in nicely, and by having the yellow stain, and then I've got all the orange and the red flashes in the mosaic. This I'm going to have the cladding. Let me show you what I'm going to do with that. Obviously I've got no stays to stop all the tins and that falling off. So what I usually do is I usually get a bit of cladding and I'll screw it to the front like that, so we have a stay there. That's about the height of it. So I'll put some sort of cladding fronts on that to actually sort of be able to, I'll probably cut them down the centre and screw them on. That will also be matching then, look, which would be quite nice to actually tie and have some cladding going around that, even if it's not on the wall. So I've got to figure out how to do that. I'm out of cladding out at the moment anyway. I've got to buy some more. So when David left, he saw me working on this wall of cladding. He hasn't seen any of this or any of this, so hopefully things will go well. And as you can see, this hardboard has been clad over, and this bit of ply is just really for the build underneath. Nobody's seeing that, so that's okay like that. I was obviously going to dismantle the pine dressing table and use the pine, but I'm thinking now the colour scheme this is going to leave it and just carry on the pine in there, and we can use it now or not at all. I'm actually liking the ply and the clad work in here and all the mixture of woods, but obviously we will use it if we can, and may use it for the top of the sink. So I've now got to find a sink that will fit in that, and then also washing up bowl's got to fit in that sink, because I still want to be able to take the washing up bowl out and throw the water or wash outside and things that I need to. But I've got to find a sink that fits in here and build to the size of that sink, and obviously have the water to go to a waste tank or to floor or to exit. So I'm going to have two options there with the pipes coming out, and use all that as a cold water fill. And I obviously need food storage under here. And obviously later on I want to have a fridge in this section. So whether or not a fridge fits there, I don't know. I'll have to check that. But we'll work on that. It could be a cool box for now. But obviously that's all for later, and I can adapt it later. I've just got to make it so it looks nice. So if we come over here, we get the idea of how it's going to look, and things are coming on nicely. Cats have been out since 4 o'clock this morning again, so they're tired. It's now about, I don't know what it's, probably about 11 o'clock now. So they've come in for their sleep. They also go out when it's safe, and they do their wanderings. He's done about 2.5 miles already wandering, so he'll sleep it off, as will she. And I've just put the cushion there to make it a bit higher. And they're enjoying sitting in this driver's seat, because they've got the height. When I put all the cushions and the pram things there, they can see at the windows. They're really enjoying making use of this cab, which keeps them out of my space. So I've got my space later. I've also today got to build this top bit here, so I've got to do a frame there, a CLS ply frame to stop the cats escaping. So I'd like them to be able to obviously travel in here, or be able to come through here when we're travelling, because this door shuts. And once I've done that, they can, when we're moving, they can come through here and sit on these beds and watch where we're going if they want to. And to do that, I've also got to make a little doorway for that one as well. This isn't fixed in yet, it's just sort of tapped in, but that's all obviously work in progress. But if we can get it all secure, then that's the plan at the moment for the next few days. So hope you enjoy. I'm just making a very wonky bodgy bit for in there. So let's see if we can get that one undid. Let's put you a minute. Just made to have the writing on the outside, but it's more a matter of making it fit than wearing it look like. Hopefully, oh, I need depth. Ah. Ouch. It's going. I think I made it a bit too well. Well, obviously I've got to paint over that. That'll do. I made something that fits, yay! So obviously it needs fixing in and covering over with I'll probably clad the top of that something, so excuse the mess, but it needs to be straightened and fixed in. I've got to get my steps out of that, but I don't think the cats are going to get out of that. I think the hole's small enough now. Obviously they can still get in to the roof section, so I'll have to make something that goes across there as well. Like we've got here, I've got to make something that goes across both sides there. But also got wiring to play with, so it's basically have wiring to come underneath there if need be, across the top of the door. But at least that's a hole filled. And with some leftovers, it's wedged in. So we're out screwed it in, it's wedged in. But we'll get David to check that out and screw that in for me. I mean, I could do it, but just got to think ahead and make sure I've left spaces for things like wires and that. And obviously I know this should be scrubbed off as well, but we'll probably, like I said, I'll probably clad over that or paint it. Probably have I don't know, varnish this nice ply and then paint the framework. We'll wait and see what happens over that. So that's fine as at the moment. Obviously we want to clad the ceiling to hide all this as well, but like I say, cladding's got to come later when we can afford it. It's just a matter of getting things together. So actually just starting to look more like it's getting somewhere now. Obviously all this top end, say we've got wiring to do, we're doing it all backwards. Wiring has to come last when I can afford to do all that. So we've just got to make it livable and workable till then. Right, best carry on with this kitchen build now and make do kitchen. Right, so I've got the shelf bases on. And I'm going to put the ply to fit shelf. I'm going to try and do two. I'm going to do one first and then trying to repeat it. So I have two shelves with the door in front. I'm doing all this by hand. It's all my own work, I'm all on my own. Right, so this is as far as I've got. I've managed to bring the leg in so it's the width of the cupboard door. I managed to make a couple of shelves. So now I've got to find some hinges to put this door on, put a side on and make some sort of door there, or just put a ledge on for now. So my cooker goes in there. And I've got to make some legs, this hasn't got any legs yet. So the next thing is to make some legs there and work out what size I need for my sink unit. David's here to carry on with the ceiling.
That tall piece of CLS that was just the right size.
I've been cutting some up, they're still long length. Was it a 4 length?
No, it was the one that...
Right, so a quick catch up. David's gone now. He's put the ceiling up now. This is going to be supported by all CLS framework and everything. It's very difficult to get it stuck up too much, but you've got to bear in mind we're on CLS framework and all the top bunk and all the ceiling framework going on that. And this big CLS framework going around here. So it's all going to be, all the ceiling's going to be supported by that as well. So you've got to bear that in mind. I'm just now insulating and vapor wrapping and plying this section here to make this little bit of wall, and then we'll come back and do this thing in one whole unit. That'll be done in one piece. We'll probably sort of take all that away down there. We've got to discuss what's going on down in that bookcase. I'm thinking about actually having a bit more space to have a little clothes wardrobe or a drum storage down there, which may mean losing that bookcase, because also I'm not having stock in here on show like a shop now. It's going to be, there'll be boxes and that, but we're going to have the shop outside, so I've got to be able to carry stock and things like that. I'm just trying to sort of make use of the space, because obviously the door's going to be coming in this way. Anyway, that's that. Today I have been busy. You can't really see at the moment, so I'm obviously doing this. I've been doing the kitchen. I'll show you all that in a minute when I've finished it all up and tied it all up. Done a little bodge job on that just to make do, and we're going to build all shelves and cupboard on there, but bear with me. I'm just going to, like I say, finish this wall off, get tidy, finish the kitchen off, and I'll take pictures in a bit. Right, so that's a lot better on there now. Obviously we'll be doing a pattern and going around that side later. We'll get this from the ceiling that was on there before. This ply you can see is slightly forward. So what I'll probably do is when we take this apart, well, if I want to take it apart, I really want to keep that as it is. So we're probably going to put a bit of, take the desk out, put another bit of ply behind there, secure it, there's no battens behind there. We'll get a batten in there, secure that to there, and then we'll probably clad that top half, and then this bottom half, I'll see what I'm going to do with that. I might actually have it so it's like a step, because there's obviously going to be a step to the Katt, so we may actually continue that step going along here, so it doesn't matter that that plies a bit further. Hello you, what do you think? So that's that wall done. It's a lot straighter. I'm going to put her box back on now and get on with the kitchen. Right, so a quick peek. I brought the old mirror. I've got a really nice mirror that comes with this one, but I don't want to screw in the panels of that, so I want to keep that as a freestanding one. So there's another mirror that I've just screwed onto the wall there. Obviously this is not fully secured yet, that I can use. This is a dressing table now. I can use it as a craft table. I've got more space to write. It's less cluttered. Now obviously the cats can still jump up there to get through, but they will have a complete walkway going across the top of there. The toilet's going to be shorter. So the top of the doorway is going to be a baseline going around. The cats are going to go through this cattery on the top all the way around to get through. So they're fully enclosed going through to the cab. So the kitchen's mine. And then obviously when they've got the cattery at the top, the bunk going down, they're going to have a hole out to the catio on the outside as well. So it's all fully enclosed. They can run all the way from the catio, all the way up to the top, all the way over there, all the way down through there, in through the cattery, in the kitchen, into the cab. So that's their play space without interrupting my bit of space. And obviously they can be here, look at the window when we're in here on our own, when they're free running with me. So like these, we'll probably change that. This is giving me a lot more space now. This is the cladding colour that will be had in the bedroom. This is the Canadian cedar that I had in Destiny. So we're going to keep the sort of the darky piney type colour, which I really like. And then in the kitchen it's going to be a much more yellower, brighter, sunshiny colour with a to make sure we can see in there. So yeah, just tidying up at the moment, still putting things away. I've now got to go and get all the things sorted in the kitchen. So I've got my food bags. I've got the kitchen to put back together now. You can't really see me, and the idea of this light is we can turn it around this way. There we go. Let's bring it to light into the kitchen. So I've got no space for this on the table now, so I'm thinking of using this as a cutlery drawer in here. Just got to get the kitchen sorted. This is what I made today. I've got a side on it now. The door needs hinges, but when the door's got its hinges, I've got a 3-section cupboard, 2 shelves and a bottom shelf cupboard. So what I've got to do now is plan how to do my sink area, the wastewater, fresh water and things like that in this section here. And obviously it'll be strengthened later when we have a log burner in that corner, but that's not happening yet, so we're obviously just working on what we've got at the moment. A little makeshift cabinet has to try and keep my beans in and tins in while I'm travelling. This is not staying. I'm obviously going to make this some real nice posh shelving here, but I've got to make do with what I've got at the moment. So that's been pulled away from the wall a bit. Just put these little stays on so I don't have to keep emptying it every time we travel. If need be, I can always put some bungees on the top as well, but it's just to make do. So what we've got to do next, like I said, I'm going to put the kitchen back together. Got to get a door frame on here for a stable door here, and get that back done. That's what's ahead. Okay, so it's dark, just started cooking. Just put the door at the back of there for a minute. So there's my shelving, put the pine thing in. That's my cutlery drawer at the moment. Put my little accessory things up. Whether they're straight or not, hopefully they are. Might have to adjust them a little bit. They look smart now, we're back on the pine, on the cladding. So yeah, like I said, I've got to do now is work out. I've got to find a sink I'm going to buy, and then I'll build the unit around that sink. Now hopefully the sink I get will be when I can put the washing up bowl in, so I can still take the washing up bowl in and out, things like that. But as you can see, I haven't done the leg there, I've done a leg there, so I've got to now work out how to get all the 5-gallon containers in and out of here, and make sure I've got an entry and exit point that they can get in and out of, and have some more storage at the back. Got to put a drop down front on the back of that one, and that door goes on the front of this one. But there we go, I've just put a little plateau guard as instructed by Di. So I've literally just going to start cooking some mince. I can't find anything. I've just put the little bits on the shelves in there. Up there is the cats are shutting up there. I can't escape out of there. It's obviously all dark at the moment. Just tidying up, so I apologise for the dark. And then I've got more room at my desk in there. It's working nicely. And there's your bit of cats are jumping up onto to get through their hole. So all that's to be tidied, all that's to be carried on with. But right now I'm looking forward to a sit down. Right, so I'm back at it and trying to finish this kitchen, which is a bit different, as you can see. I was putting food in last night with this cupboard. It is what it looks as it is, and I'm sorry about the mess. This is what I've got to live with. I've had to bring the washing up bowl out because the idea is to have this bit of extended kitchen top. It was going to be lower before to put the washing up bowl on and the sink in, but obviously the sink's got to be low enough, but I still need a frame on the outside. I also need to be able to get into the back there for when the log burner's put in. I've got to be able to get underneath. So what I've done is I'm making it so that the washing up bowl will fit in. So I can't afford a sink at the moment, so I have a washing up bowl and a sinkhole there. So I'm having to make the framework to make that fit. That means I can have a door on this side, which means I have access into there, which is great, which is what I needed. There's obviously the door going to be on this one. There's my cupboards I made yesterday. So that's great, that's working really, really well. I've got to find some hinges for that. And then I've also got this section here. So what I've done, I'm doing it at an angle, being a bit bespoke, and I'm going to go at this, what I'm doing at the moment, so then I can have an entryway into there. So I might have another door there as well, and then I'll have to make a shelf for the bowl to stop on, so there might be a top shelf going all the way through there. I don't know yet, but I can actually get in there at the moment, so that's good as well. So we still get in to work on anything to do with the log burner, or for any extra sort of that's drying out now, that wet patch. Now we've sorted the outside out. So as you can see, there's going to be like a door there, probably a door here and door here, or I may just have a panel there that's clad, which would be quite nice, because then the cladding then will tie in. We'll see what happens. Definitely need to have a door there to get into that, so I'll be able to have all my water bottles and things. I'll be have access to them, my big water containers. I'd rather have like the 5-gallon containers than little ones. So that's where I'm at the moment. I'm just building this. I've got to do this so I can wash up, so I've got to make my top bit. I've found a bit of ply off cut from before, so I'm just measuring that now, and the idea is I'll put it on here, screw it to there, and I'll probably just have the little curve just go around those two corners there, just make it sit on there nicely. I can still obviously wash my hair, because I can actually stand this side, so I can still wash my hair, bend over. It might be a bit high to bend over, but because I'm going to have a washing up bowl, the idea was always to take that out. I can always wash on the floor, wash outside or whatever. Yes, I wanted to have the lower one, but we can't get in too much, so I'm going to have an extra shelf down there. And actually this work surface is fine. By having the washing up bowl there, I can always make an extra top lid to sort of go over it. Later on, obviously, we can have a sink, a tap, and log burner and everything. This is all dismantleable as well. I wanted to make sure it's all dismantleable, but it's quite solid, which is also handy. Because I was able to get crawling there. This is an afterthought, this. So I was able to crawl in underneath and screw that up under there. And I can obviously do the same again, make some little corner bits there. So I have no idea what's happening with this. I've run out of all the wood. I'm literally on, this is the last bit of ply I got now. So I'm just using that bit, which will match the top. Now this top is actually a temporary top. We're going to have a proper worktop on top of it, so it may go higher yet. And if that happens, then obviously the option would be then to actually have this. We're going ever so high here. we've got it like sort of 3 foot high now, but it's good for my back. I like standing upright to sort of cook and everything. Cooked in here last night. Had some minced beef, it's still there at the moment. Window open, put a splashback against it, and it's coming on well. There's my little tea, coffee, sugar shelves and everything. A back up. They again look great against the cladding. And like I say, I'm going to have the light pine yellowy wood stain going on the walls to keep this bright in here and keep the darker colour throughout in the bedroom. This looks a bit of a hash job, but I just had to make something quickly to stop the things falling off. It is what it is, but we're going to actually make a new shelving in that on there, so it's all matching, man, having this dark wood and everything. So that's just a temporary larder at the moment. Again, just so I can trial everything, just so I can work out what space I need, make sure I've got enough room in here to cook. I can still reach the window, I can still lean over and reach that corner. This is, again, as ever, I've got to do a build and trial it. So this is what I'm on at the moment. Right then, nobody laugh. This is obviously just a nice temporary little thing. So I can't afford sinks and everything. So I've had to cut out a hole for the washing up bowl. Now this is all going to be sanded and everything and just fitted in place at the moment, but here's my washing up bowl for my sink. So there we go, just washed up. I had a lot to do, and conveniently the pan's drip dry into the washing up bowl. Clever, isn't it? I'm impressed with that. Nicely placed. The only thing I've got to be careful about is here. I've got to watch I don't brush my eye on this corner here. Also, if I'm going to be washing my hair here, I've got to be a bit careful. But like I said, I can take this out and put it somewhere else to wash my hair and wash outside and things. But the idea is to have it both sides, so I can obviously lean onto it from this side, hence the curve, and this side. I've got to finish off these edges, but this is just the base. This is going to be worktop or cover on top of this. It's just really going to be the template. But I just wanted to get it together so I could have something to eat, because I've been busy all day making this. So yeah, really happy with that. So obviously there'll be a door on this side, possibly a door on this side, or just clad, which can be removed to get into the back. See what happens yet, but I can actually get my whole body in there to do things, which is what we needed to do things, finish things later and to do the log burner in time to come. This has got to be screwed to the floor to make it a bit straighter and upright. Nothing's made with a set square or anything. It is basically a budget build, but look what you can do when you're on a budget. I'm happy.